I hope you're doing fine. Welcome to yet another video on Inclusion 360 Degrees. For those of you all who have just tuned into the channel, we are a channel that tells you all about including people with vision impairment in various aspects of life. It gives you a 360-degree view of inclusion. So today I am at Mount Carmel College. This is my alma mater. I have spent around 5 years of my life here. I would say these were the best times of my life, having a lot of fun with friends, studying with my professors and all of that. But the reason for coming here is to let you know, to show you the certain challenges and the certain situations that people with vision impairment undergo while they are pursuing their higher education in college. Because at least at the school level and also in the primary and high school level that you all saw, there is some amount of support. The syllabus is not as vast. There are teachers who handhold, but that is not the case with college and while pursuing higher education. So let's go and let's find out more as to what are the challenges. I'm going to meet my professors who are going to talk about the various aspects and also the person in the library to show you some of the facilities that we have at Mount Carmel College for people with vision impairment. Stay tuned. Okay, so here I am meeting my professor, Kalpana ma'am, after a very long time. Hi ma'am.
Hi Summaiya, good to see you.
Good to see you too. How are you ma'am?
Fine, thank you.
It's been a very long time actually. So ma'am, how have you been?
Good, enjoying being retired.
Okay, I really miss coming to college, and I just imagine what is history without you actually. So ma'am, I'm sure you know about Inclusion 360 Degrees and you've been watching the videos, I know.
All of them.
Right. So ma'am, I just wanted to ask you for the sake of our viewers, have you taught students with vision impairment before?
I've taught 5 students in all in the 35 years that I've been at Mount Carmel.
Okay.
It's been a very enriching experience, really.
And in what ways, ma'am, if you would like to tell us a little about the experiences that you've had?
I think we tend to be so self-centered, sometimes content in our own little spheres. When we meet people with challenges like this, we realize what they must be going through, and we wonder how we can reach out and do something for them. Initially, it was very difficult when we were under the university system because if we had to get any concessions, any changes made, and we had to go and meet the vice chancellor and so on. But we did it because we thought if our student benefited, so many other students would also benefit.
Right. So, ma'am, in your teaching time, what did you think were a few challenges that students came across?
Generally speaking, of course, I'm sure a lot of them would have talked about it, so I'll confine myself to history if I may.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
With history, the problem was how do we get across this concept of architecture, what a temple looks like, what did this empire look like in terms of its geographical limits. We also had in the university and in our own autonomous setup questions on, it was called a map questions, where the children had to mark the extent of some particular king's empire or mark places
Right.
of historical importance.
I remember
How
doing
do
that
we
question.
convey that
Yes.
was a major issue. I
Yes.
think it was with you, Summaiya, that we got together, we brainstormed, the students and I,
Yes.
and we decided on these tactile maps.
Yes.
It was
I
a
remember.
rough attempt which they made, but I think it served the purpose.
It did. So, but still yet, I remember telling the scribe to draw the map and things was difficult, but of course it did help comprehending the map, but still students are unable to attempt this map question actually for their exams. And I also remember, ma'am, you had attempted to show me this temple architecture in your own way, with your hands, like
Yeah.
how to portray a pillar, how to portray how does it look like and all of that. So ma'am, what do you think could be some initiatives that could be taken by a college to make life slightly smooth for the students with vision impairment?
It would be very easy really, regardless of official policy. Official policy helps, of course, but if teachers were to undertake to go that little extra bit, to help students out, see what the challenges they face are, how they can overcome it, talk to them, and try and arrange to make sure that the student has a a fairly smooth tenure while she or he is in college. I think it helps a lot. And getting other students involved is one of the best things a teacher can do, because it sensitizes them to what you must be going through, which is something that otherwise they wouldn't really think about.
True.
So I could possibly sort of sit and braille your notes for you, but if I get girls to dictate to you or call out to you, it teaches them how they have to reach out to be able to help you.
Yes, that's right. So ma'am, since you spoke of notes, I remember the efforts that you made to make sure notes were accessible to me, and I'm really very thankful, and it still reminds me of it. It still kind of occurs to me that it's so nice to have teachers like you. I think all students across colleges should have teachers and atmosphere like that in Mount Carmel, and it was really a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Summaiya. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. So after that conversation with Kalpana ma'am, I'm here in the library where we're supposed to be very, very quiet. But I'm not going to be quiet here. And I remember I used to spend a lot of time here reading and taking notes and researching with my friends. Also with me, I have another professor of mine, Professor Mathew, who taught me political science, and with whom I really had a fantastic duration and stint at the college. Hi ma'am, how are you?
Hello, how are you, Summaiya? It's so happy to see you.
Same here, ma'am. Same here.
Must be so wonderful to come back to college.
Always.
Yes.
Mount Carmel is the place that I always want to be in, and it's always nice to
I
come
think all
back.
the teacher remembers you. You were unique.
Thank you, ma'am. So, yes, I keep coming back, especially to meet you.
I'm one
But
of the best students of our college, and though she's visually challenged, but that was not a challenge for her. She was different from others, in academics and even in debates. She did perform better than the other students, the normal students. In PUC she was a gold medalist. Even in degree she got the highest mark, and even her. I also want to thank her mother. And her father. The father used to bring her to college every day, and the pain that they both of them took to give the best to her. And the father used to drop her, wait for her, and take her back home. And mother worked hard, preparing the notes for her. She used to come regularly to the library. She used to pick books from the library, and her mother would read it. And Summaiya worked very hard to transform that into Braille, and she's a gift to the college. Why I say she's a gift to the college is because she has prepared Braille notes for the future generation of visually impaired students. Those Braille notes are still with us, and in the video she will be showing the Braille machine to you, and it's a testimony in itself. She has done so much for those children, and I want the students who are visually impaired to make the best use of the notes that she has left behind. Yes, Summaiya. So that was a introduction of Summaiya. I introducing Summaiya.
thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, but I just wanted to ask you. Now, currently, do we have students with vision impairment? I know that
Yes.
there were before.
Yes, we do have. We
Okay.
do have in after you passed out also we had a student.
Okay.
But again, not like you. They would not come to the library. They were very happy. With the notes that the teacher used to give. Even now we have a student. Her mother accompanies her. But again, it's the notes. That they come and ask the teachers to give the notes, and maybe her mother is reading out the notes to her. But they don't come to the library. So that is sad, because we have the Braille notes, and Mount Carmel has invested a lot, buying the machine, and also, the Summaiya taking pain to prepare the notes for the future, the students who are visually challenged.
No, ma'am. I all you said that my mom was dictating these notes to me, my mom or my dad. I just couldn't let those notes to go for a waste, because I thought everyone else should use, and the professors that you were, and you and all of like Kalpana ma'am and Suma ma'am, all of you all somehow pushed me to do that little extra, and you said that if you want that little more of that score, you have to do references. So that made me kind of go ahead and do those references. But ma'am, I also wanted to ask you, apart from the facilities to study and to read and reference, are there any other policies in the college for students with vision impairment?
For students with vision impairment, we do for examination, we allow them to get a scribe, and we give them extra hours, and they are made to sit in a separate room. Yeah, and so the college does everything for them. Even they have a ramp. They are in several places they have a ramp, like a thing for them to wheelchair. Yes. So all these provisions are there in college. So they take good care of such students.
Right. And ma'am, like I was a student here, but also what about being a part of the staff? Do you think that visually impaired people can also work in terms of employment? I'm asking you this question
Yes.
for a reason.
So, always, Summaiya was somebody who was very special to me. And when, we had this compulsory paper that was introduced by the Bangalore University, which was common for the commerce students, science students, and the humanities students, which is a compulsory paper. Even now it continues. Even in the engineering colleges, constitution paper is compulsory. So I wanted Summaiya to come, because in the classroom I have seen her presentations. Even a topic, she takes trouble to do a good presentation with PPT, and she knows how to move every slide, what it contains. That was an art. That's an art. That only Summaiya possesses. And even the teaching. Yeah. So I gave her an opportunity to come and teach Constitution, which I think she did it meticulously. Where on time she would come, she would enter the classroom, and there was pin drop silence. Even for guest lectures, we have invited her. And the class enjoyed listening to her lectures. Yeah.
Thanks, ma'am. So I'm really, the reason I asked this question is because, Mount Carmel did give opportunity to someone with vision impairment to teach many courses, even something like a political theory and something like a master's in public policy, international relations. And I had the opportunity to evaluate papers, correct papers, which I am very thankful to Mount Carmel, because I had the opportunity to prove the fact that people with vision impairment can also do it. So this was the reason why I asked you this question, ma'am.
So I think this opportunity should be given with technological advancement.
Definitely.
So much has changed. So it's not that they have to. They will be. What every college fears is that whether they will be able to value the papers, whether they will be able to, prepare question papers. No, today technology has advanced so much. They will be, able to do all this, and I think all colleges should give opportunity to such students.
Yes, ma'am. That's really a good message, and thank you so much for that bite. And from here, I think we will go and meet Shobha, ma'am, the person in the library, and look at the certain facilities for us.
Wonderful meeting you, Summaiya.
Same here, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'm in the library with Shobha, ma'am, the person who's in charge of the library. Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to meet you after a very long time, ma'am. So, ma'am, so I think you're aware of my channel Inclusion 360 Degrees that I've been sharing with you.
Yes.
I thought I would just ask you your experience of people, the students with blindness or vision impairment using the library for their reference and studying, and what did you do, what initiatives you took as a person in charge of the library.
Earlier we had only Braille machine. So with that, for the visually challenged students to prepare the notes, it was very difficult. So we used to give one extra book to prepare the notes, or some extra time to prepare the notes, because since they have to do it in Braille. After that, slowly I came to know that there is a machine and the software for that, where we can scan it and it will read for them. That is open book software. So after seeing that, then we go through that, then I took the permission from the management. Since we had 3-4 girls at that time, visually or partially visual challenges, so for that I took the permission from the management, and we purchased that open book software with the scanning machine. So it was very useful for the students. Within a fraction of seconds it will scan it and read for them, and they can save the file, and whenever they are free they can use it. So now we have that machine, and earlier students they were using. Now since these 1 or 2 years the students are very less, and whenever the students comes we encourage them and we train them to use that.
Thanks, ma'am. That is really, I think, so I think since you've been seeing students work so hard in the library, I think that would be a very satisfactory thing, no?
Yeah, of course, the students were struggling to prepare the notes with the Braille machine, with the
Someone reading for them.
Someone reading for them, even for the exam time while writing for that. All that they were facing a lot of problems. Even 1 month time, if I give the books for them also, it was not enough for the preparing the notes for them. And as you know that you have,
I was one of those.
Yes, like, you are using the maximum Braille machine before you purchase that the instrument. I think you are the only one who utilized more. After you, also one more girl made use of this. Even
those books also I wanted,
yes,
all the time extra books.
Yes, and whatever you have, your notes are still we are keeping it here for the students' sake. And whenever blind students comes, we are showing that those books, whether it will be useful for them or not. And even BCom students, they were using. BCom 1 or 2 students were there in BCom. They were also using our machine, and even one of them got an entry in IMD also.
Right.
Using this.
Right. So it's
very useful. Actually, I have seen from you only that because of you, I visited to your house, how you were using it. Then I started with that proposal. I went to the management. And since it is working, it was so beautiful that it is reading, and it was so helpful for you. I came to know through you only, and then I took the initiative to bring it here to help our students. Now it is so useful for the students.
I feel very satisfied, ma'am. It gives me a very good feeling when this is when I hear that people are being helped, and it was fantastic to work with you regarding the machine. Any final message you want to give to the other colleges, ma'am?
If any students, if they have in their college, it is better to have one system with this open book software. It will be very useful for the students, blind students. Especially arts and commerce. Maybe commerce students or science, maybe some figures and all, it will be difficult. But maximum 80 to 85%, it will be like as it is. They can scan it, and it will be useful. And other 10-15%, because I have the experience with the commerce students where some alignment may be required. That is 5 to 10%. Other than that, it is very useful. Even the colleges, whoever having 1 or 2 students also, they can go for it, and it will be very useful for the visually challenged students. They can save a lot of time. Otherwise, they have to depend on somebody else who will read for them. So instead of this, they can save it in the pen drive, and they can
quite a good investment also. If you put a budget aside for these things, it will be good.
For the long term, it will be very worth paying for it.
Right. Because there will be so many more. It's not just one, but many more.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that bite and your time, and very, very insightful. You spoke just what I wanted to tell people. You conveyed so much in the video. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So guys, that's it for today. I hope you liked the video and I hope you were able to understand what are the various challenges of students with vision impairment when they step into college life. It's not the same as is in the school, because life becomes a little autonomous for students where they'll have to be on their own and do their own studies and their own research. It's kind of easy for the sighted, but it's not the same with the case of the people with blindness. So my message and request to various colleges and the people from various colleges, if at all you are watching this video, is please make sure you have certain facilities, certain policies in place for the students with people with disability, in consultation with various organizations and your students itself. Please make available reading materials and facilities that enable them to access materials to read. And also, I would also like to request you to keep aside or allocate some amount of budget and constitute a committee for people with disability or for the students with disability, with a certain number of students who are able-bodied and also certain students with disability. Also, please promote and include activities of awareness and sensitization as a part of your extracurricular or value education. Thank you so much, and I'm really thankful to Mount Carmel College, my dear teachers, and everybody who took their time out for the video. Thank you so much. Also, please do like, share and subscribe to Inclusion 360 Degrees. Until then, bye bye, take care.